I can't help but smile when I hear that. To a certain subset of Sonic fans, there's nothing more peaceful and nostalgia-inducing than the quiet allure of the Chao Garden. Appearing as a side mode in the Sonic Adventure titles, the odd pet raising simulator served as something of a break from the speedy platforming, combo-centric shooting, waiting for the Emerald Radar to work properly, treasure hunting, and high-octane fishing littered throughout Sonic's 3D adventures. And it's understandable, right? These little chaos critters are super cute. You give them little animals, they absorb them and take on new forms like their Majin Buu. You make them race and fight. Kids love watching them horse races. But then you have to ask, what's it doing in a Sonic game? It makes some sense for Sonic Adventure 1. The Chao are indirectly linked to the main plot through
Chaos, the god of destruction!
They were treated badly in a flashback, so you get to treat them nicely and show that the echidnas wiping out a colony of babies probably made them bad people.
Oh no.
Thematically, you get it. But that's not the Chao Garden people latch onto. Not unless they were huge fans of Chao Adventure on the VMU anyway. No, it's Sonic Adventure 2 Battles Chao Garden that gets the most praise and love, with fans of the title still calling for the return of Chao Garden to this day. And why would they do that? It's Sonic.
This game is boring. I like running better.
Sonic Adventure 2 has come under a lot of scrutiny since its initial release, and much of that criticism is lobbied directly onto every character not named Sonic or Shadow. While the game's speed stages are generally well regarded as a fun time, the shooting gallery stages and treasure hunting levels usually fare far worse, their slower gameplay being decried as pace-breaking at best and ruining the entire game at worst. And while there are definitely those who appreciate these game modes and think they fit, myself included, we'll get to them yet, requests for their return are nowhere near as numerous or loud than the desire for another Chao Garden, the absolute slowest available mode in the game. Maybe it's because they're optional content, not required to beat the game's story, so only the subset of fans that really dug raising them are asking for more. And that's fair, except there are emblems locked behind Chao races and Chao karate, meaning that anyone looking for 100% is gonna have to raise one of these little guys. So if you're playing this Sonic game for its replayability, for the sake of mastery, like how all the previous games in the series were played, then you're gonna have to breed some blobs. But why would you tie one of the main strengths and allures of Sonic into one of the most un-Sonic concepts possible? We got rainbows to follow, approaching ghosts to make leery, sphinxes to shave with parsley or whatever the hell Amy is about.
I do understand the feelings of a person. Sphinx looks so cute. I had to shave it.
Quiz time for little baby man races. What is the point of Chao? Well, I think they're pretty integral to Sonic Adventure 2's success and enhance the gameplay and feedback loop through their influence, but also they're really, really cute. I don't think it's a mistake that Chao Garden specifically is so beloved. You don't hear this much praise showered onto contests in Gen 3 of Pokemon, or the Nighttopians of Nights into Dreams, or even the first Sonic Adventure's Chao Garden to a lesser extent. No. The Chao Garden in Sonic Adventure 2 is special, because in spite of its concept seeming ludicrous for a Sonic game, it's integrated in such a way as to be entirely complementary to Sonic's design. And in that carefully interwoven web is a feedback loop that's as addictive as it is fun, and elevates Chao Garden beyond a mere side mode and into the pantheon of bonus content greats. Chao Garden is beloved not just because it's good, not just because it's cute, but because it's Sonic in all of the best and most fundamental ways.
Yosh.
But first, this video is sponsored by Magic Spoon, the healthy cereal that tastes like you remember your sugary childhood favorite tasting like. Do you wish that you could eat the good sugar taste, but the bad unhealthy things don't happen? Want nostalgia flavor, but instead of numbers go down, numbers go up? Magic Spoon has you covered. Combining cereals with 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, 4 net grams of carbs, and 140 calories per serving with the innovation of actually tasting good. But really guys, it tastes significantly better than I expected. I've been trying to look for healthier breakfast options, and this serves that whole New Year's eat better resolution function while still actually tasting like, cereal should. So if you want to accomplish some of those health goals, make the stats go up, get that Saturday morning sweetness, click the link below and enter the promo code D4Gaming to get $5 off any order of Magic Spoon cereal. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. You don't like it for any reason? They'll give you a full refund. No questions asked. Click the link below and use the code D4Gaming for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/D4Gaming to save $5. To give a brief refresher, Chao Garden is a stat-based pet raising simulator tucked away in Sonic Adventure 2. Each Chao can raise one of 6 stats by either eating various fruits or absorbing a Chaos Drive or animal, obtained by defeating robots or found wandering around in SA2's main stages. These stats can then be put to the test in either races, where all the player can do is cheer on their child at opportune moments and let their stats do the talking, or karate matches with the worst sound design known to man. And from a base level, this is already doing a really good job tying into Sonic's world from a narrative standpoint. Sonic is all about freeing little critters trapped inside those Eggman's robots he fights. Giving them an actual purpose from a gameplay perspective encourages going around and blowing all the robots up. And interacting with enemies is something not always guaranteed in a 3D environment. And also, I'm a huge sucker for the gun robots dropping Chaos Drives instead of animals, showing them abusing the energy of the Chaos Emeralds and the science used to create Shadow despite the slaughter of everyone involved in Project Shadow, thus furthering Shadow's reason to hate everyone and really enhancing his character arc, and also that Eggman still uses badnik technology in all of his bots instead, and that's really strong world building and ties into the Chao process super nicely. But the Chao system takes this even further. Lurking in stages are rare animals, like the mythical unicorn or the spooky skeleton dog, that supercharge a Chao's stats while taking nothing away. These are usually tucked in hard-to-reach places, encouraging players to really look at every alternate path and route that a stage has to offer. This is only further complemented by Chao boxes, which guarantee a rare animal drop if a player is able to find and break all 3 in a stage. Through this, every single stage has built-in replay value and invites players to explore stages to their fullest, figuring out that Iron Gate guarantees 2 dragon drops on a good run, or that Pumpkin Hill is littered with bats and skeleton dogs. And considering each Chao learns a unique animation from every animal, there's a lot of exploration and experimentation to be done if you want to see your precious little man breathe fire and slide on his belly while growing stronger. And this little push is incredibly important to the replayability of Sonic Adventure 2. The Sonic Adventure titles aren't presented like the Genesis classics. You don't have to blast through all of the zones in one go, figuring out the best path each time and mastering your knowledge and reflexes to attain Sonic speed. Due to the much more linear and story-driven nature of these titles, stages are far more likely to be one-and-done affairs. Or, if replayed, trying to execute the main route as fast as possible, as speed and mech levels need to be designed to hit their big spectacle set pieces first, and do the multi-layered classic Sonic level design thing second. Seeking out animals and Chao crates, though? That gets the player to start thinking about level geometry in a different way. What if I can jump up there and there's a secret what's off the beaten path? What if I interact with this puzzle at the end of Crazy Gadget longer than I have to? What can I find in Sand Ocean now that I have the hover upgrade? All of this opens up new ways to interact with levels and lead players to discover secret power-ups like each character's mystic melody to open up even more hidden areas and find more secrets. And this plays directly into the game's deep end of replayability, mission mode. After completing a stage once in story mode, any given stage of SA2 can be replayed via the level select menu. Each stage offers up 5 different variants, all of which have their own emblems and rankings, feeding into the 100% fever even further. The third of these missions in each level is, fittingly, to locate a hidden Chao on each stage, found via the Mystic Melody. And the more a player explored a stage for their Chao, the easier it's going to be to actually find the little guy. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. The second mission of each stage is always to collect 100 rings. Now, SA2 naturally ties collecting rings into its ranking system, so it's already doing a pretty good job of incentivizing the player to never get hit. But every single ring collected at the end of a stage is banked, and can be spent at the Chao Black Market to purchase all sorts of items. These can range from fruit to help your Chao grow, to seeds that your Chao can plant so you can grow your own fruit, but only after your Chao has learned to garden by beating 2 specific races first, to rare Chao eggs for uniquely shiny colors, or even new character themes for menus. The process of grinding up rings for a perfect A rank only to lose them all to a stray bullet might be discouraging, but the black market makes every single attempt worthwhile. Being able to amass both the experience needed to nail a perfect run, and slowly gain resources to help your Chao out for those elusive race emblems. And it's not like this is exclusive to just those 2 modes. While get the rings and find the secrets are the most pronounced Chao boosters, you're still getting resources from just regular clears, speed runs, and hard mode playthroughs too. Just by existing, Chao Garden encourages players to get better, get smarter, and get efficient, as every level clear becomes more than just for the thrill of it. But if Chao were simply a shallow feature, something cute for aesthetics and nothing else, it'd be easy to pass over. If Chao were simple. Not only do you have the visible stats, but you also have 2 invisible stats in intelligence and luck. Each stat applies to both the racing and karate modes in different ways, with gains based on your Chao's inherent base grades. These grades can only be changed through Chao evolution, wherein the Chao can branch out into a hero or dark Chao, depending on which characters have treated them nicely and which have mercilessly abused them, thus incentivizing playing different levels. And there are some races only hero Chao can enter and some only dark can enter, and each one unlocks a new garden, thus allowing players to triple their initial Chao storage. This is further encouraged by keeping a Chao happy as they slowly age in real time, and after reaching a certain point will eventually die, reincarnating into a new egg with improved base stats if they lived a fulfilled life. Oh, but if you really want a power level, you could breed Chao so that they form an egg either in the prime of their lives or by buying a heart fruit for instant Chao arousal, allowing for unique color combinations. And speaking of aesthetics, each Chao develops unique features based on the predominant stats, but 2 stats are opposite of each other, preventing their aesthetic combinations. But hero, dark, and neutral versions all have different looks, creating a wide variety of them. You'd think that this is an endless cycle, but after 2 reincarnations, a Chao can become a Chaos Chao if it absorbs one of every single animal before its midlife mortality crisis, but not into one of the stat-based permutations, giving players an immortal, unbreedable final form to attain. But these Chaos Chao can't change their base stats anymore, thus breeding and reincarnating them into their perfect final form has to be carefully considered while you're also dropping them off to kindergarten so that they can learn how to draw. And if they like you enough, they'll draw a picture of their favorite character, and this is all separate from the actual racing and karate, which earns the emblems needed to get 100% and unlock a 3D version of Green Hill Zone. And these races not only continue to flesh out parts of the one giant racetrack as you go along, creating a sense of progression, but also further Chao storylines from Sonic Adventure 1, including Chao Claw, the laziest Chao in the world with incredible skill gain to show his immense strength. Look at this sassy boy, you can learn their sass by eating a peacock. I love them.
I should have tried a little harder.
Chao Garden is a shockingly robust mode. One that'll probably take longer to exhaust than perfecting everything else in Sonic Adventure 2 properly. And because of its immense depth, it's this omnipotent, continual sense of progression that perfectly complements the rest of the title's gameplay. A player grinding A ranks can take a breather whenever they need, raise up their sweet babies, maybe do a race or two, and then get right back at it. It offers not only a reprieve to prevent burnout, but an incentive to interact with levels in a unique way and really try to get the most out of each stage. Every advancement in Chao Garden leads to a desire to hit up specific stages, which leads to wanting to improve runs of those stages, which leads to clearing more stages, which leads back to Chao Garden, which leads to learning what stages raise a specific stat the best, which leads to perfecting those stages, and the cycle doesn't end until the content does. Chao Garden is able to support the whole package of SA2 almost flawlessly, simultaneously completely separated from it and intrinsically linked to it. And it's really, really cute, alright? Like that counts for a lot. Do I think that Chao Garden is this transcendent feature that every game should aspire to have, or that it utterly completes Sonic Adventure 2 and ignoring it means you're playing the game wrong? No, of course not. It's totally possible to love this game without ever touching the mode, and feeding vultures to a little water demon for hours probably isn't going to change the mind of anyone who's already down on SA2. But I think it absolutely shows the importance of side modes working in tandem with their main games. There are plenty of side modes in games totally divorced from the gameplay, tone, and feel of the overall game experience. Some are obtrusive, some are actually pretty good, but the best ones offer something more than just a cute distraction. They offer something to the experience of the game as a whole, adding to the feeling of playing the game and ending up as much of the experience as any bonus level or dungeon could be. And that's why I think Chao Garden is so beautifully done. It's totally separate from Sonic's usual gameplay, but its mere presence invites not just a breather from rolling around at the speed of sound, but a reason to just keep on moving ahead and exploring Sonic's world as much as possible. It's so concerned with supporting the overall experience of completing Sonic Adventure 2 to its fullest that, well, I think the demand for its return, or even be its own game, speaks for itself in how well it endeared itself to players. But I don't think you can separate Chao Garden from Sonic and still have the same experience. Being a complement to and expansion of Sonic is so intrinsically baked into the Chao's DNA that I feel something would be missing if the blue blur were simply removed. Chao are just too good at creating a mode perfect to hold the game up to be separated from its parent. Chao Garden is just too good at designing for harmony.
Wax and